you want to start your own social media marketing agency but don't know where to start. Well, in this video, I want to show you the exact step-by-step guide to starting your social media marketing agency. Also, at the end of this video, I will share some real advice that has helped me scale my agency past 6 figures. I like to keep my videos very short and straight to the point, so without more talking, let's get into it. How to start a social media marketing agency. Here's what we're going to be talking about today. First is the foundation of your agency. The next is systems, tools, and processes. Third, getting your first client, service delivery, scaling your agency, and some general advice for you guys to use when you start really gaining some traction. All right, guys, before we do anything, we need to understand the business model. Creating an agency can cost you only $0. You are selling services, and this requires using your time to learn skills. You are not selling a product where you need to invest in inventory, packaging, and so much. You are only sacrificing time to learn a new skill where you can sell this to so many other businesses. Here's how it works. Let's say we have your client, yourself right here in your agency, and also the service provider helping you fulfill your services. Your client's gonna come to you and pay you for your services. You can then outsource the payment to another service provider. This service provider will then give it back to you, and your agency will then give it back to the client. SMMA is this simple. There's so many people in the online space that like to overcomplicate this, but all you are doing is selling services. Also, you can completely get rid of your outsourcing service provider and do it yourself, but this is something I'm gonna get into later in the video. Listen, SMMA is a real business model helping real people. There's no more hiding behind your computer screen like most of these drop shippers and people trading crypto. The best part about SMMA? It is pure profit. Because you are only sacrificing your time to provide people with services, you are gaining pure profit. You are not paying for any excess fees. Also, I want to give you guys a quick disclosure. I'm not going to be the person to tell you that this business model is going to get you rich quickly. This is something that's going to take you a lot of time to build. And like I said, it's a real business helping real people. There is nothing fancy about starting your own social media marketing agency. All right, guys, let's begin. So the first part about the foundation is picking your niche. What is a niche, you may ask? Well, this is groups of people that you're gonna directly target for your service. So let's say you wanna target dentists or maybe pizza shops. These are all different types of niches. Now, unlike most gurus in the space, I'm gonna be very honest and transparent with you guys. I think you should never pick a niche when first starting out. A lot of you may ask as well, why would I not pick a niche and be specialized in something? Well, this is because when you first start out, you do not want to limit yourself. And how is it possible to pick a niche when you haven't done anything for anyone yet? You need to jump straight into the water and start doing something before you can become specialized in a service. All right, guys, the next part of the foundation, what is going to be your service? So like I said, it is not good to niche down for the people you are targeting, but I think it is very important to niche in your service. You need to be specialized in what you do, not who you serve. Services like paid advertising, website development, video editing, email marketing are all different things you can provide to people in your agency. Do you know how to post content on Instagram? Perfect, you can now sell social media management services. Do you know how to build a Shopify website? Awesome, you can now sell website development services. You need to look at your skill set and not overthink this process, because based on what your skills are, that's what you can provide to these business owners. So a lot of you may be wondering, how did I pick my service? Well, prior to starting my agency, I actually did e-commerce for 4 years, and that taught me so many different skills. And like I said earlier in the video, you need to sacrifice your time to learn skills so you can start selling these services. And with the 4 years of me doing e-commerce, I learned so many different skills from doing websites, paid advertising, and like I said, email marketing, and all these other things. And the next part of the foundation is pricing your services. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what you should charge to your clients because there are so many different factors that can determine your pricing. These factors can include the time you have spent in your industry, your confidence, and also the results you're bringing. Let me give you guys a quick example of what this looks like. Let's say you just start SMMA, have no confidence, and 0 results. Clients will actually want you to pay them. They're not going to be wanting to pay you. They want you to pay them because you have no results and nothing to show for. Now, let's say you have been working in your agency for 3+ years, you're extremely confident and have many case studies. You can charge a client very high prices now. Also, here's the awesome part about starting your own agency. You can charge whatever amount of money that you think you are worth. Ask yourself, how much does it cost for someone to have an hour of your time? Because most people, when they get a job, they're getting paid $15 an hour. With SMMA, you determine your worth. Charging more will come with confidence, and confidence will come with competence. Do not start charging thousands of dollars right away. You need to work hard to position yourself as an authority. A lot of you watching this video may think you're confident and may think you're going to be able to charge this amount right away, but this is completely not true, because your confidence is just going to come out as cockiness. Because once these business owners start asking you real questions that you can't answer, your deal is going to be completely gone. One thing to mention too is that the more value you provide, the more you can charge. And I want to give you guys another quick example. Here's a low value offer that probably will get you around $100. We edit your podcast video. Now, here's a high value offer that you can probably charge more than $1,000 for, probably a couple $1,000. We film, edit, post, and script your podcast videos. Do you see how by adding a few more items in there and providing more value, you can charge more money to these clients? And at the end of the day, I want to say, the longer you play the game, the bigger deals you're going to get. Time is your best friend. So now that we understand the foundation of building your agency, let's now talk about the system, tools, and processes you need to use. The first is getting paid on auto. Personally, I use Stripe, and this is a payment processor just like PayPal. What's cool about Stripe is that when you onboard clients, you can put their cards on file. And when you put their cards on file, there's no need to send them invoices every month. They do not need to think about whether to pay you or not each month. And you're also going to get very quick payments. Because the biggest benefit I'd say of having their card on auto is that they are not thinking about paying for your service every month. They're just getting charged. Either way, if you're providing an exceptional service, your client's going to pay you. But let's say you're not. You don't want them to just leave you in the dust. Now, the next part is setting up your assets. What should you have or need as an agency? Listen, you need to first register your business, because to open up a business bank account, you need to be registered as a business. And having your business account is going to be very important so that you separate your personal and business funds. Also, after you set this up, you're going to need to create the basic things like a professional email, social media presence, and even a website. A lot of people in the space are going to tell you that you do not need these things, but they don't understand how important social proof is. Having a great representation of your brand across all networks is probably one of the most important things, because when there's a potential client looking at your business, you want to look very professional. This will also help you price your services much higher. The next part is crafting your agency funnel. And when I say funnel, this also means process. What does the process look like for businesses becoming your client? Because when there's business owners that want to work with your agency, you need to have a very streamlined process to onboard them. Listen, every agency is different, but here's how I do it. Usually I'll first get these potential clients on a discovery call where we see if they're a good fit with our agency. And if so, that's when we can start negotiating what their service is going to look like. Next is onboarding. Let's say that they are an amazing fit for our agency and we worked out our deal. This is when we start onboarding them onto our team, getting connected to their social media accounts and everything else that comes with it. And the third step is launching and scaling. My process is super simple. It's 3 steps, and there are so many other businesses that like to overcomplicate this, but the simpler your process can be, the better. We now have our foundation, tools, systems, and processes down. But how are you going to get your first client? Well, let me tell you how I got my first client. I was lucky enough to have an amazing network of people from the 4 years of doing e-commerce, so I used my network to reach out to these people and start working with them. But for someone watching who doesn't have a great network of people, you need to do something else. So what should you do? Well, there's 2 ways of getting clients. One can be paid and the other can be organic. What I 100% recommend to every single person watching is to be organic with everything they do. A couple organic ways of getting clients can be manual outreach and also using your network of people like I did. So with this in mind, how do you get your first client? What I do is I send personalized videos through cold email to business owners. And this strategy has landed me some of my biggest clients. Like I said, I want to keep this video very short and straight to the point. So if you want to check out my strategy in more detail, please click up here to check it out. In this video, I fully expose my outreach strategy I'm using to get some of my biggest clients. All right, guys, you just got your first client, but now it's time to fulfill the service. And there's 2 ways you can do this. One is outsourcing and the other one is manually. But here's the positives and negatives of both. With outsourcing, you're gonna have more time to get more clients, but you also may have a bad service delivery because you're not in control. Now, if you provide the services yourself, you're gonna have less time, but you're gonna have a much better service delivery. Now, here's what I personally recommend you do out of these 2. You need to do it yourself. And a lot of people, when they start SMMA, they want to outsource all of their service delivery. But just like this video, go learn a new skill and start providing it yourself. You may be wondering too, Kyler, why should I not outsource my service delivery? Well, tell me this. How are you going to know how to outsource to the right people if you haven't done it yourself? If you're going to go hire someone to provide the services for you, but you have never done it yourself, you may hire the wrong person who gets rid of that client in 1 month. Because the secret to SMMA is providing your clients with the best experience possible. And if you do not do this with your service delivery, your client retention is going to be super low. The client retention at my agency is around 1 year. That means people generally don't leave my agency until after 1 year of working with me, which is extremely high. And that brings me to my next point. How do you scale your agency? Well, it's with client experience. Once you get these clients rolling in, you need to stop worrying about getting your next client and start focusing on the clients you already have. Provide your clients with the best experience possible. One of the best quotes I have ever heard that has changed my perspective of running my business is this: if you could only get new clients from referrals, what would your service delivery look like now? I want you guys to really think about what I just said, because that may completely change the way you think about this business model. Like I said in the beginning of this video, SMMA is a real business helping real people. Now, I want to give you guys some general advice and a closing statement so that you guys can really be successful with your agency. One thing that really kept me motivated when starting my business is that if you quit, that's when you truly lose. I knew that putting enough time into something, you are inevitably going to be successful. It sounds very cheesy, but it's so true. I guarantee for anyone watching this video, if you put at least 2 years into SMMA, it is impossible to not be successful. So please understand that time is going to be your best friend, and failing is also something that's going to be very important for your journey as well. What I'm trying to say is, for the 1% of people who watch this video and actually take action on starting their agency, do not give up and put at least 2 years into this, because you are going to be successful. Yes, you're going to fail and have so many hard times throughout your journey, but you need to understand that there's always that light at the end of the tunnel. To close out this video, I think it's only fair to give you guys a short explanation about myself for credibility. I have been fully running my social media marketing agency for 3 years now and have become very successful with this business model. Prior to starting my agency, I did e-commerce or drop shipping for 4 years. But after succeeding and failing so many times, I decided I needed to do something more cash flow positive. This is when I stumbled upon SMMA, just like you guys watching this video. My goal is to encourage as many people as possible to start their own online business. And I try my best to be as real and authentic on this channel as possible. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to join me on my journey, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching this far, and I'll see you guys in the next video.